UAC Unscripted, Nigeria's newest family fun, showing on NTA Network, 8:30 p.m. every Monday. UAC Unscripted, comedy uncensored.
When there's a child out there that's not getting the same that your own child is getting, the difference will tell, and there will come a time in the society where that child is going to take his pound of flesh.
Where you can actually, everything from watching a program with the child, you can start up the conversation from something on the TV and say, oh, you know.
For me, it's like, hurry up with this business. And the other one said, Auntie, it's not about me, it's about the guys, they're not ready to marry.
Yes. If she wants to ask something, no, I know my mother very well. In fact, the most interesting one is when I put up pictures on WhatsApp, you know, Snapchat filters and all.
Hello Nigeria, it's great to have you join us on Newsline. I am Becky Madujemu. I do hope you are enjoying the Salah holiday. We're going to make it even better with the reports we packaged for tonight. President Muhammadu Buhari is back to work to the delight of all Nigerians. We captured his first meeting with the Federal Executive Council. There was excitement and you will see it. Another pleasant report has a group of youth corps members making good melody. They have organized their craft enough to deserve the attention they deserve. You are bound to enjoy their hit songs. Then our social diary is loaded with funfare. The events lined up in this edition are quite entertaining. Now, there will be crime stories at some point. A cable vandal meets his Waterloo. Do not miss that report. In fact, do not miss any second of this production, which will continue smoothly after Tessin Justin Bisang is done with the news. Happy Salah, Tessie.
Happy Salah to you too, Becky. Thank you. Good evening, Nigeria. Here's the news. Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, has urged Nigerians to disregard the fake news being circulated on the social media that President Muhammadu Buhari is traveling or has traveled to the U.S. He said the fake and ludicrous news is being disseminated via a parody Twitter account in his name at Lai Mohammed, which claims that President Buhari is due to leave Nigeria for the U.S. on Monday to condole with President Trump over the floods in Houston. Lai Mohammed has also condemned an old repackaged 2015 NTA News video purporting that the president has left Daura for the UN General Assembly in New York. In a statement by the Special Assistant Segun Adeyemi, the minister noted that the instances highlighted the danger posed to the polity by the purveyors of fake news and disinformation and vowed that the federal government would fish out those behind the deceit. He recalled that same parody Twitter account was used to circulate a fake report which alleged that he criticized Senator Dino Melaye for attending the Notting Hill Carnival in the UK. Further avoidance of doubt, the minister said he has no Twitter or Facebook accounts and urged Nigerians to be more discerning in dealing with information on the social media. Meanwhile, for purposes of clarity and to put the record straight, we shall bring to you the 2017 Eid el-Kabir report as filed by NTA State House correspondent Adamu Sambu from Daura.
Celebrating the Feast of Sacrifice with his family, friends and acquaintances in the ancient town of Daura is a practice President Muhammadu Buhari maintained for a very long time. And the people never fail to appreciate, as demonstrated here when the Nigerian leader joins them at Kofar Arewa Eid ground for the 2 Rak'at congregational prayer. The chief imam of Daura Emirate, Malam Salisu Rabiu, led the worshippers in the fervent prayer of thanksgiving to Allah for his protection, guidance and blessings in their lives and that of the nation. The Imam in a khutbah shortly after admonished the congregation to remain prayerful, as nothing is more pleasing to Allah than the prayer of his servant. All adversities of life, he said, can be prevented through prayers, hence the need for the Ummah to commit themselves in such an act of ibadat for a worthy living as well as eternal salvation. Muslims, he also emphasized, must not relent in assisting those in need and making sacrifices for peace, national unity, stability, and development. The Emir of Daura, Farooq Umar Farooq, used the opportunity to thank Allah for keeping the nation's hope alive by preserving President Muhammadu Buhari to change Nigeria for the better, and prayed that he be protected at all times and guided aright. He reassured the president of continued support, cooperation and understanding of his people as he strives to make Nigeria better for posterity. Speaking to NTA News after the prayers, President Muhammadu Buhari once again appreciated the enormous prayers, support and goodwill of Nigerians.
I'm very pleased to see the mood of Nigerians from here, I believe, up to Lagos and so on. If this is the group for Daura alone, I try to imagine for the whole country. I'm very pleased about that.
While promising to remain resolute in selfless service to the nation and humanity, the president said his administration will remain focused in the task of securing Nigeria, safeguarding public assets, as well as achieving economic well-being and prosperity. From Daura in Katsina State, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Now, that was the 2017 Eid al-Kabir report for this year. Let's now show you the 2015 report, which mischief makers have reproduced and are parading as the 2017 report to back up their fake news that President Buhari has traveled to the US. Take a look.
Although President Muhammadu Buhari has always been observing the greater Eid with his kinsmen in Daura, this is the first time he is doing so as democratically elected leader of Nigeria. Daura Eid ground was therefore filled to capacity as Muslims, including the paramount ruler of the emirate, Alhaji Farooq Umar Farooq, joined their son, in whom they are well pleased to worship and thank Allah for his blessings. The acting chief imam of Daura Central Mosque, Malam Sufyan Yusuf Dansangwai, admonished the congregation to remain upright, be obedient to Allah, and get prepared to submit to his will, no matter the circumstances, as exemplified by Prophet Ibrahim. He said lessons of piety, love, peaceful coexistence, sacrifice, and selflessness in service to humanity must also be upheld. The imam offered prayers to Allah to guide, and grant President Muhammadu Buhari and other leaders of the nation the wisdom, courage, and capacity to meet the huge expectations of Nigerians for a better society. The president had earlier, in a message of felicitation, assured Nigerians that their safety, well-being, and progress remain uppermost in his thoughts and actions, promising that he will continue to work with all his might to deliver positive changes in national life. He, however, called for more patience, understanding, tolerance, patriotism, and greater willingness by the people to make personal sacrifices for the good of all. At the Eid ground, President Muhammadu Buhari was given the honor to perform the symbolic ram slaughtering on behalf of the chief imam. All the title holders in Daura Emirate later took turns to pay homage to the president. The Katsina State Governor, Aminu Bello Masari, also led senior government officials to pay Salah homage to the president at his Daura residence.
It is our responsibility to come and pay our respect and pay homage to the president. Here is where the president has 100% support, and his support here cut across party lines. And the people of Katsina are comfortable, and we believe that the president at the end of the day will deliver Nigeria for good.
In the meantime, President Muhammadu Buhari has left Katsina for the 70th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York, United States. From Katsina, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
We hope that puts to rest the antics of mischievous carriers of fake news. Moving ahead, a special Daura called Hawan Magajia was held in the ancient town of Daura in honor of President Muhammadu Buhari, although it coincided with the activities marking the Salah festivities for the Emir of Daura, Umar Farouk Umar. The president's return from vacation in good health is equally important to his kingdom and worthy of celebration. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has the report.
This spectacular traditional concert in honor of President Muhammadu Buhari is a unique demonstration of the cultural heritage of Daura, one of the 7 Hausa states of historical significance. President Buhari, who holds the title of Bayajida, meaning the legendary warrior of the kingdom, is held here in high esteem. Although he was not at the Emir's palace, Governor Abdullah Umar Ganduji of Kano State joined the high-powered Katsina State government delegation in solidarity with the kingdom of Daura for the special event.
It's a double celebration. Our beloved president is back, and we're very happy. This is a very great favor Allah has done to us.
We were there in the airport. We received him out to his house and we had Eid with him. And then we give this one to celebrate him.
We are here in order to show our solidarity to Sarkin Daura.
The people of Daura and people of Kano are brothers. And it's this spirit of brotherhood that brought us here.
The Hawan Magajia, or Daba, as it is called in other parts of the northern region, provided the opportunity for the various district heads and traditional title holders to reaffirm their loyalty and respect to the Emir and the kingdom. It is also a spectacular demonstration of horsemanship, courage, and agility by the palace regimental guards and servants. The Emir Umar Farouk Umar, who visited historical places as part of the ceremony, restated the unflinching support and loyalty of the kingdom to the Buhari administration, which he described as Nigeria's best chance for a sustainable future.
We congratulate everybody, particularly the people of the Daura Emirate, for the safe return of Mr. President and also for his good health. And we pray Allah will continue to grant him wisdom, courage, and ability to discharge his responsibility to the best of his ability.
Umar Farouk Umar, the 60th Emir of Daura, a kingdom that was earlier ruled by 20 women warriors before their male counterparts took over, later paid homage on President Muhammadu Buhari at his residence. From Daura in Katsina State, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari is reassuring Nigerians that the worst times are over as the nation's economy is picking up for the enhanced development of critical infrastructure and standard of living across the country. The president was speaking in Daura while receiving his 1983 classmates at Katsina Middle School on solidarity visit. Here again is Adamu Sambo with the details.
It was a remarkable feeling of nostalgia as President Muhammadu Buhari interacted freely with his classmates at his Daura country home. Fond memories were brought back during the exciting moment, which also provided the opportunity to thank Allah for sparing the life of the president to further the cause of national rebirth, salvation and prosperity. The president recalled that times were really hard at the inception of his administration, but expressed optimism that the future now looks bright and promising. He said the fight against insecurity, corruption and economic sabotage will be sustained and the new policy initiatives implemented to the latter for sustainable growth and development of the country. Former Inspector General of Police Ibrahim Kumasi led the delegation to the president.
We have been having these interactions, but now that he has come back from ailment, it's even more important. He is sound, he is ready to continue to give this country direction.
He is determined to continue with a good job he started for this country, and I appeal to everybody to give him a helping hand so that at least he can succeed in the wondrous job he has taken for this country.
The group say they will continue to support President Muhammadu Buhari in the implementation of the change agenda for Nigeria. From Daura in Katsina State, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says the nation's elite, Muslims, Christians and all ethnicities must recognize the need to make sacrifices that are necessary to attain the destiny that God has for the people. The Vice President at this year's Eid al-Adha lunch, organized by wife of the President Aisha Buhari, says he is extremely confident that the nation would remain united and God's plans for the country is to be the prominent black nation in the world. State House correspondent Jide Onifade has this report.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, who represented the president at the occasion, described the significance of Eid al-Kabir festival as the willingness to make the great sacrifice in order to be able to fulfill one's destiny and that of the people. Nigeria, the vice president says, is a nation that would in no distant time show forth in culture, technology and commerce.
We must focus our time, our energies and our resources on being that great nation that God has called us to be. This lunch this afternoon is a demonstration of what God wants to see us do. To eat together, live together, work together, and work through that nation, build that nation that God had in mind from the very beginning.
Minister of Interior Abdurrahman Dambazo represented the wife of the president.
Because what we are doing is to ensure that we sustain peace and development in this country. Particularly, without peace, there will be no development, and without development, there will be no peace. So we seize this opportunity to invite everybody to come on board to support this government.
The event was organized in celebration of the Eid al-Kabir festival and was attended by a cross-section of Nigerians within and beyond the Federal Capital Territory. From the conference center of the State House, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
And from the security sector, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, says the federal government will ensure improvement of troops' welfare and provision of needed logistics to enhance the ongoing clearance of the terrorists in the northeast region of Nigeria. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa, who captured the festive mood in Mafa, reports that the army boss gave the assurance in a Salah message to the troops.
This is the festive mood at the 112 Task Force Battalion, a 45-minute drive from Maiduguri, the headquarters of Borno State. To troops here, the festive period is just like every other day because it is business as usual.
Just like other soldiers in the theater of Operation Lafia Dole, Last Corporal Adamu Ali has spent several festive periods in the trench fighting the insurgents. Commitment and patriotism to duty, he explained, are part of their sacrifice for the peace and security of Nigerians and Nigeria.
This is our work. Even we didn't celebrate with our family, we keep the job. The morale of the soldiers is we keep it high. If you look at the last year, ambush very close to us, but this year we didn't experience anything like that.
We are highly delighted of seeing our commanders and the civilians of this Maiduguri to come and celebrate the Salah with us.
The visit of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, is a moral booster and to collectively celebrate the Salah.
Eid al-Adha, which signifies sacrifice, loyalty and obedience, reminds us of the sacrifices of our troops in the ongoing Nigerian army operations, our achievements and the restoration of peace and maintenance of security has only been possible through your unwavering commitment.
These are also troops of the Theatre Command that were wounded while on operation.
Very happy as the Chief of Army Staff is here in order to celebrate the Salah and also come to the hospital to see how we are faring. After this treatment, if I am fit enough to go back to bush. I am going back to bush in order to go and continue with the operation.
The army boss is here to felicitate with them and induce sense of belonging. He assured them that the rotation of troops in the northeast is a continuous process. From Maiduguri, Borno State, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
The National Hajj Commission has assured pilgrims that it will look into inadequacies noted in the provision of services, just as it prepares for the outbound flights of Nigerian pilgrims expected to commence with pilgrims from Gombe on the 7th of September. Chairman of NACON Abdullahi Mukhtar Mohammed made this known while visiting tents of Nigerian pilgrims in Mina. The visit availed the Commission one-on-one interaction with pilgrims who decried some aspects of the services such as sleeping spaces, medical and feeding arrangements. The chairman requested pilgrims to bring notice inadequacies to their attention, noting that the strain on facilities experienced at Muna and Arafat is not peculiar to Nigeria. He charged the State Pilgrims Board to work within the remaining time frame to make pilgrims as comfortable as possible and assured that service providers who fall short will be mandated to make refunds to pilgrims. Meanwhile, pilgrims are on the last lap of preparations for the return flights to Nigeria. Many have begun making last-minute purchases of gift items for friends and family back home. Internally displaced persons living at the IDP camp set up by the Benue State government have lamented the hardship confronting them as a result of lack of adequate facilities. Teza Uta visited one of the camps located in Makurdi International Market.
The persistent rainfall, which led to flooding of many communities within Makurdi, the state capital, prompted the setting up of camps to cater for those rendered homeless. A visit to the new Makurdi International Market, one of the IDP camps, shows frustration on the faces of the people. While some of them complain about lack of basic amenities such as beds and mosquito nets, others complain that they have not gotten enough food supplies from the government.
They gave Momoy and Akamu to little children. That is what I saw. But for adults, I've not seen anything.
We need Maggi, we need some items that will cook.
Me man consider with them here. I will do.
The Benue State government has appealed to the displaced persons to be patient, saying as soon as adequate statistics of persons in the camp is established, distribution of food and other items will commence immediately.
We continue to put an eagle eye to ensure that all those who are displaced are given minimum comfort.
For now, the people look up to the state government to begin quick distribution of food items provided them by the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to cushion the effects of the devastation. In Makurdi, Teina, Uma, NTA News.
The strategic intervention culminating in efficient supply and distribution of petroleum products by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, has led to a significant fall in the prices of premium motor spirit, PMS, otherwise known as petrol and liquefied petroleum gas, also known as cooking gas nationwide. A statement by the Group General Manager, Group Public Affairs Division, NNPC, says a survey by the Oil and Gas Forum of the NNPC indicates that in the last few weeks, the price of petrol has fallen steadily from 145 naira to 142 naira and 143 naira per litre in some stations across the country. The statement adds that NNPC will sustain its intervention through improvement in the supply of products, remodeling of distribution channels, as well as resuscitation of some of its critical pipelines and depots across the country. And now to sports. Nigeria's Super Eagles have landed in Yaoundé, Cameroon for Monday's FIFA World Cup qualifier against Cameroon and are staying at Hilton Honors Hotel. Amanza Marcus has details of FRC in Kaduna and other children and grandchildren. He was buried at the Bashama Road Cemetery, Tudunwada area of Kaduna Metropolis. Next is a quick check on tomorrow's weather outlook.
It's a pleasure to have you join us on the weather segment. From the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, I am Isa Helen Bui. Increased cloudiness is expected over the western half of the country, though there are possibilities of localized thunderstorms with rains affecting the north, the eastern half of the central cities, extending towards Obudu, Ikom, Ogoja, Calabar, and Port Harcourt axis in the morning. As the day progresses, we'll expect more weather activities to affect most parts of the north, some places around the central cities and the southern states. For the maximum temperatures across some selected cities, do stand by.
And that's it on the news. Thank you for watching. Our Sunday news magazine Newsline continues after this time out. Please stay tuned.
Nigeria's #1 best private university in Google Scholar ranking, Afe Babalola University, Ado-Ekiti, Abuja, invite applications for admission to the 2017-2018 academic session. Postgraduate and undergraduate programs are available in colleges of agriculture, engineering, law, medicine and health sciences, sciences and social and management sciences. For detailed information on criteria for admission, UTME requirements, foundation programs, direct entry, inter-university transfer, change of institution, form selling point, and post-UTME screening exercise, visit www.abua.edu.ng or call 081-2777-2121, 080-344-02771 or 080-3350-9150.
Abua, a vision in motion.
Bros, I find correct words. Huh?
See the shop for that side.
Look all that. Where be correct words? Now the shop be done, now the next one.
Peter, see as people they pack, they go to the shop, go buy clothes.
It don't reach like 5 days now. I just suspect this Tunde way this is where in Waka Kurukane Waka. See, I go blow whistle. I go blow whistle to Kuku spoil. Your whistle. Come on, go investigate the matter before you blow whistle. Whistle blow. Come on, come.
Thank you for coming.
Show first. Come. Not only you the circle for this market. Why we say only your shop everybody come? I just want blow whistle. I go blow something.
This is not be whistle blowing matter. Now MTN goodie bag.
What it be MTN goodie bag?
With MTN goodie bag, if you carry your market enter another level, whether not for Facebook or for WhatsApp or for Twitter, for as low as 25 naira.
25 naira.
Yes.
Or buy 5 what you like for 50 naira. Dial *131# to start.
So with MTN goodie bag, your business go pure.
Welcome to Anchor University, a citadel of intellectualism with compact, serene, world-class environment where sound scholarly training and strong moral principles are taught.
We are poised to train our students to make changes in the society through the teaching of mathematics and science using cutting-edge technologies.
In Anchor University, there is no compromise on academic content. We have excellent and conducive ICT-driven teaching facilities and learning environments with modern interactive equipment.
In Anchor University, we are grooming our students to become self-reliant when they live here and become employers of labor.
Admission is in progress for the 2017-2018 academic session. The UTME screening centers are Anchor University, character, competence, courage.
Achievers always believe in 100%. Breakfast isn't complete without Chivita 100% fruit juice, made from real natural fruits with no added sugar. So to be at your best, start every day the Chivita 100% way. With 100% quality, 100% commitment, 100% goodness, 100% achievement. Start your day the Chivita 100% way.
I want to buy Indomie noodles. So fast, please.
Yo.
This is not my Indomie. Please, sir, it's not Indomie. Don't call it Indomie. Sir, the taste is the difference. The difference is in the taste. That's why my brothers, my mommy, my daddy, and I all enjoy admission so very delicious Indomie noodles. The difference is the taste. Taste is the difference.
Nigeria is a strong emerging world economy with a population of over 170 million people. With the diligent work of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, in line with the federal government's economic diversification agenda, SON has put in place accredited laboratories to ensure that made in Nigeria products meet international standards and ready for export. SON regularly conducts products registration, certifications, factory inspections, monitoring, a metrology laboratory to get accurate measurements, while SONCAP checks the conformity of imported products and the SON Legal Act to prosecute offenders. Don't sell and don't buy substandard products. Before you buy, look well. See something, say something, or call these numbers. SON, improving life through standards.
From 1967 to 1970, Nigeria went through a horrifying civil war. It didn't matter who was wrong or right. Everybody suffered. Those who fought that war say it should never happen again.
So a lot of people will say, but you were leading the first one. Yes, I led the first one. I don't think a second one is necessary. We should have learned from that first one. Otherwise, the dead would have been to no avail. Would all have been in vain.
The words of our elders are full of wisdom.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
There is a reason that Africa is called the new frontier. What was once potential is now an opportunity ready to be seized. Once revered for our resources, today's wealth lies in our people. People who build the cities that shape the future. People who know an idea in one place means business in another. A generation for whom technology means there are no borders, no boundaries. We are the new lions in a brave new world, kings of the urban jungle. And there's a bank that puts the world in our pocket and the future in our hands. UBA, Africa's global bank.
Thanks for staying on the line. Our President, Muhammadu Buhari, was away for so long to attend to his health. He came back hale and hearty 2 weeks ago to a rousing welcome. He set off to work immediately, but for the first time since his return, the President attended the Federal Executive Council meeting, which he always chaired. To say the euphoria that greeted his entrance to the executive chamber was overwhelming is putting it mildly. I'll hand over to Jide Onifade, who is an eyewitness, to relay the rest.
For more than 100 days, Nigerians prayed for the quick recovery and safe return of President Muhammadu Buhari from his medical vacation in the UK. The news of his return filtered in the early morning hours of August 19, 2017, spread across the country like a wildfire, and the citizens simply abandoned everything to welcome the president. And when his plane touched down at the presidential wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, the president emerged into the waiting ends of jubilant Nigerians.
Incorruptible leader, President Muhammadu Buhari.
Is a man of integrity.
Very happy for him, and I thank God that he's happy and that he's back.
We wish our president well.
The recovery and recuperation of the president is, in some senses, symbolic of the recovery of Nigeria. Nigeria is going to recover. We're on the path to sure economic recovery, and this is a good sign. It's an excellent sign that our country is on the right path. There's great hope. There's great excitement, you know, and we're going to make it as a nation and as a people.
The mood was the same across the country. Not even members of the Federal Executive Council, whom some have visited and seen the president few days before his return, could hide their feelings about the president's return to chair the council's meeting. The president, who was visibly moved by the concern, love and solidarity of Nigerians, thanked all members of the Executive Council, especially the Vice President, Yemi Osinbajo, for holding forth while he was away, and all Nigerians for their prayers and support.
That was a rousing welcome. Great to have you back, Mr. President. We move now to Ado-Ekiti, where Bola Ladile tells us that this year's edition of the Udiroko Festival has taken place. Indigents were joined by their friends at home and abroad to celebrate. It took place at the palace of the Ewi of Ado-Ekiti. Here are the highlights.
Udiroko marks the beginning of the New Year celebration in the annual calendar of the people of Ado-Ekiti, all dressed in gorgeous and full traditional attires with much pomp and pageantry.
All of this unnecessary, inordinate running after wealth is not part of our culture. Being rude is not part of our culture. But being decent, being respectful, being honest, hardworking, those are the values that make us a good people.
It marks the victory over war in those days. So the warriors will come and pay homage to the Ewi of Ado to tell him that they have really conquered. They will bring all the goods and all the slaves that they conquered where they went to. And so this is just a memorial of that particular event.
It still lies on our parents to be able to inculcate appropriate values into our children.
The week-long festival is celebrated with lots of activities, but the highlight of the event, however, is the display of beaded crowns in the palace arena and the presentation of the ancient sacred drums to Kabiesi, the Ewi of Ado-Ekiti and paramount ruler of Ekiti land, Oba Dr. Rufus Adejugbe Aladesomi III, led by Eyesong, wife of the Kabiesi and other Oloris in the palace for royal blessings. There were lots of side attractions at the occasion, one of which is the display of the warhead of the traditional war chiefs, the Elegbes, the Bafun. Some of the invited guests spoke about their impression of this ceremony and the need to preserve our culture.
I believe that other than create this unity among ourselves, engage in all kinds of politics, we should use culture as a tool of unifying ourselves. And this is what is happening here today.
All of us should be determined to work as a team so that collectively we will progress together.
Wherever you go in the world where there's progress, they must have built on their culture. So it is important for us also to maintain our culture, not let it pass away. And we are rich in culture and heritage.
We will not eat fresh yam until this event takes place. We who are Ado people cherish this important festival.
The Ewi, in his message, called on all Nigerians to work together, irrespective of tribe, in order to make the nation great.
I see this opportunity to thank God for sparing the life of our president, General Muhammadu Buhari. We pray that God Almighty Allah shall grant him good sound health to continue to serve us well and deliver the dividend of democracy.
Udiroko Festival is rounded off with a meeting of the Ewi, his high chiefs and title chiefs in the old palace ground, where the achievements of the previous years are highlighted and appraised, while plans for the future are made.
Fantastic sights and sounds of the annual Deruka Festival. I know you enjoyed watching. Now, we all know that when the National Youth Service Corps was introduced over 40 years ago, it was to promote national unity. Adding to that, the scheme recently introduced skills acquisition programs to empower Corps members to be self-reliant after service. The Corps members also engage in extracurricular activities, and it is one of these that Adebola Brookslyn Sunday wants to talk about. It is the NYSC National Band.
Every year, Nigerian graduates from within and outside the country are mobilized by the National Youth Service Corps to serve their fatherland for 1 year. During this period, Corps members are expected to serve in states other than their states of origin.
Some of them have never been out of their state, say in Lagos. They come to the end of Nigeria to see different cultures in the same country and to live with them for a complete term. I'm very pleased about that.
NTA crew was impressed by the spectacular performances of the NYSC band at an event in Abuja. Some of the members shared how they find their way to the prestigious band.
We were picked randomly from different parts of this country, so coming together to meet new persons with new skills, new talents, I think it's something very sweet to do.
What we do in National Band, we score songs and we learn the songs, the lyrics and the rest of them. And right from 10, I've been singing and I'm a lover of music. Music is me and I'm music.
For others, music is now their chosen career.
Before, I can't really stand in front of crowds to do a lot of songs, but right now I've developed myself in the skill area and I can boldly say if I leave NYSC, I'll take this as a career.
After here, I have to consider what I have at hand. To establish myself, I'm going to be an employer of labor, kind of my own little pace, providing a white-collar job.
With the band and other skill acquisition windows provided by the NYSC, the population of graduates in the labor market is expected to drop sharply in due course.
The NYSC members sure know how to bring it. Great job. As part of its corporate social responsibility, Nigerian Breweries PLC, through one of its brand products, Goldberg Lager Beer, has donated millions of naira to some Nigerian youths in the southwest of the country. The aim is to boost their small and medium-scale businesses. The ceremony for this took place at the Palace of the Oni of Ife, and Newsline was there to see it.
That depicts what happened at the Palace of the Oni of Ife, where Nigerian Breweries PLC rolled out drums for the unveiling of Ishedowo, an empowerment campaign by Goldberg to equip young Yoruba men and women with the support they need to grow their business ideas. The occasion witnessed the presence of the high and mighty in the society, including traditional rulers in Yoruba land. They all came from near and far to add color to the unveiling of Ishedowo. The Oni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Ogunwusi, who led other traditional rulers to unveil the Youth Empowerment logo, called on other private industries in the country to emulate Nigerian Breweries PLC for the good initiative.
We cannot wait for government to do everything for our people. It's very important for all the corporate organizations to see this as a wake-up call.
The marketing director, Nigerian Breweries PLC, Franco Maria Maggi, said 100 participants across the country would be given grants of 300,000 naira each as a way of transforming the lives of the beneficiaries, which, according to him, would be a spillover effect on the larger economy by way of increasing job creation and income.
To support entrepreneurs from the entire Southwest.
Some beneficiaries of the program commended Nigerian Breweries PLC for the Empowerment Campaign program.
I feel so excited. So I will use it to expand my business. I will buy more equipment, I will employ more hands, and I will buy more material.
I will use this gift to boost my business.
The event was characterized with a series of traditional songs and dances.
And we captured some of the social and corporate events that took place during the week across the country. We will let you see them when Newsline returns from this break. Stay on the line.
When your food is cooking, you should add a little salt. You can never go wrong with Dangote salt because it's refined, iodized, and so white, back so nice. You can never go wrong with Dangote salt. Oh yeah, put up, Sarah, shake up, cook up. You can never go wrong with Dangote salt.
It's not just salt, it's Dangote salt.
They say it's a jungle out here. We say it's a brave new world. They keep talking about how things used to be. We only care about how we choose it to be. They are the norm, the usual, the expected, the product of the system. We are the different, the unpredictable, the ones who do the unexpected and the unbelievable. Why? Because we choose to. We choose different. We choose us. We choose Verve.
Verve, the rewarding way to make payments.
Welcome to the new world of superb taste, now here in Nigeria.
Everyone, try it and enjoy the delicious goodness.
We are bringing our new noodles to every corner of the country. That's right. It tastes great. It tastes fantastic. It's time for a new noodle.
Nigeria, you want the truly delicious taste? Come and get it! Be supreme, Nigeria.
The secret to my everyday radiance is that chocolate glow. It gives me confidence.
I've not made my hair.
Congratulations, girl. Here is chocolate for you.
Chocolate. I couldn't have asked for better.
Chocolate waves come in different styles and sizes. It's 100% human hair, long-lasting and affordable. I just upped my game with chocolate waves.
Sweet life, chocolate hair.
Problems. Who doesn't have them? Some problems are embarrassing. Some are humiliating. Some are unsuitable. Some are testing. Some are unexplainable.
some you just have to laugh about. And some, not. Whatever life dishes you, you can always be sure you'll have one less thing to worry about when it comes to making payments, sending money, paying bills, and everyday payments. Quick Teller, everyday payments made easy.
Welcome back. Eid al-Kabir is a festival that coincides with a pilgrimage to Mecca by Muslims. Those performing the pilgrimage do not take part in the usual Eid celebrations. What then do they do? How do they celebrate the Eid? Abdullahi Mustafa reports on how pilgrims celebrate Eid al-Kabir in Saudi Arabia.
Unlike Muslims in other parts of the world who celebrate on the 10th of the Islamic month of the Hajj, those performing Hajj are observing the most rigorous rituals of the religious engagement. After a day-long standing on Arafat plains and passing the night at an open and bare platform called Muzdalifah, the pilgrims trek several kilometers to Jamarat. It is a ritual representing the symbolic stoning of Satan and reaffirming one's total submission to the commandments of Allah. While some head for Mecca to circumambulate the Kaaba and walk between Mount Safa and Marwa, others return to their camps in the tent city of Mina. While there, they cut their hair and remove the 2 white garments worn 3 days back. This is a moment of happiness and accomplishment.
Mina was fine, and the arrangement from the federal government was successful. We are here to serve Allah, and everything that we do it for the sake of Allah. It's been an awesome and wonderful experience.
We pray since before we come that may Allah ease everything for us, and He should bless us with the strength and the ability to carry on this task that has been a kind of it is obligatory, and Allah have made everything easier for all of us.
Yet they miss the memorable and bountiful things Salah comes with while at home.
I miss my home and my house, because when I'm in Nigeria, people may come to my house and eat.
Your friends will come visiting you, your families, you know, even if you happen to be a government worker. This day everybody knows that this day you are allowed to go and visit your loved ones, but unlike here, you'll be in the tent.
Yes, I've missed the meat aspect and the family celebration, but I have a large family here.
Mindful of such feelings, some Nigerian women living in Saudi Arabia bring raw meat, fry and sell to pilgrims like Malam Musa Soba.
I was passing by and saw this lady frying meat. I couldn't resist the aroma.
Other women like this young lady are not selling the meat. Aisha is being paid by some pilgrims who bring raw meat from a neighboring slaughterhouse. Staying in the tent city of Mina is indeed not an easy task to all pilgrims, yet memorable.
Saudi Arabia with good tidings. Thanks for that piece, Abdullahi. Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, played host to members of the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, headed by the Minister, Alhaji Lai Mohammed. The occasion was, as usual, one that will always attract all men of goodwill. What might that be? Anthony Forsin was on the train and would tell us.
In the name of God the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
It is the holy matrimony between Israel Adelaide and Esther Lawal. The two have agreed to come together as a union under God to raise their own family.
I pronounce that they be living together as husband and wife in the name of God the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
After signing the register and a certificate issued as husband and wife, the couple proceeded to where they will host their guests. Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed, accompanied by his wife Alhaja Kudrat Lai Mohammed, Grace Gikpi, Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, directors in the various departments, staff, family members, friends and well-wishers all converged at Savannah Event Center, awaiting the arrival of the latest couple in town. They danced, cut their cake, fed each other, and told us their story.
We give glory to God for a journey of many years that has come to pass today. Initially, it looked like something that will not come to pass, but I thank God. He has done it in a way I did not expect.
To build the home based on God's solid foundation, because I know the way the Bible says that if the foundation is destroyed, what shall the righteous do?
The man behind the success story of Israel is Williams Adeleye, a presidential aide attached to the Minister of Information and Culture.
The guy wedding today is my sibling, is the baby of the house. It is a thing of joy for me to see him getting married today. Indeed, I'm very happy.
As it is customary with occasions like this, words of encouragement and advice are always in abundance.
They will need to be very prayerful. They need to trust themselves. They need to believe in themselves. The husband in particular must be very patient. The wife must be very trusting. And I believe that if they see themselves as friends, the union will last very long. All we can do is pray for the young couple
to be patient, because the journey is very rough, and they need to have patience in everything, patience, and they should share an honest love.
They should look up to God. They should not bring any third party to their marriage. No matter what the challenge they have, they should call on God, and God will resolve the problems for them.
They have to love themselves. They have to be with each other. Anything they were doing in the past that will not help them, they have to put it aside.
Splendid event that was. Congrats to the couple too. Next up, it was marriage waiting to happen the day Francisca and Martin set eyes on each other. It is therefore not surprising that, as I speak, they are man and wife. Glory Ikanem, who witnessed the solemnization of holy matrimony between the two, tells us that it was indeed a very happy day for all present.
Marriage is ordained by God for many benefits, and so it was for Francisca and Martins, as their over 2-year-old relationship blossoms into this beautiful celebration of love at Our Lady Queen of Nigeria Pro Cathedral, Abuja. The colorful ceremony was witnessed by many guests, and they prayed, blessed, and advised the newlyweds.
Marriage is a union of two people, so there shouldn't be any form of rivalry. There should be understanding, there should be harmony. It's a partnership.
I wish them good luck and God bless them, and advise them to be patient with themselves, to have peace with themselves, to love each other, and to be prayerful.
I feel very, very plenty in Jesus Christ, because Jesus has made it. The Lord has made everything good for me. So I thank God for 100 times, 1 million times plus 1 million times.
My advice to them is to be patient with each other. They should be tolerant, accommodating.
For Martins, he says it was love at first sight.
Because, I saw that calmness and serenity about her. So I think I liked her from the first time. So
I was actually extremely happy, and I felt at peace, and I knew that he was the right one for me, because he's calm, he's loving, and we connected.
Chairman of the occasion, Minister of Science and Technology, Ogbonnaya Onu, advised the couple.
I also know that because you come from very good homes, wonderful families, you are going to be far better than even your parents.
Then it was time to go to the dance floor.
Congrats to Francisca and Martins. All the best to you both. It is a known fact that human capital development is pivotal to national development, and Chevron Nigeria Limited has reinstated its commitment to providing it for the development of all sectors of the Nigerian economy. To this end, the establishment recently trained some Nigerian graduates in various fields to make them self-reliant. Take a look.
Chevron is one of the largest oil producers in Nigeria and one of its largest investors. Apart from having oil and gas as its core mandates, over the years, Chevron has been impacting the lives of Nigerians in the areas of health, education, and economic development. Human Capacity Development Initiative is also one of the ways Chevron is contributing to the economic development of Nigeria.
The execution of Chevron Nigeria Limited.
One after the other, the interns made their presentations on the skills they have acquired.
The sea, which is very good, the charge and the reservoir needed to be assessed to fully characterize this individual opportunity.
Chevron prides itself in building capacity in Nigeria and in Nigerians.
Engineer Shoga Odushelu, who represented the chairman managing director Chevron, while congratulating members of the second batch for the successful completion of their training, says the gesture will continue.
A total of 15,802 scholarships worth about 7.5 billion naira were awarded between the year 2009 and 2016. Trained more than 400 Nigerians as operators for our field operation activities, and over 98% of them were absorbed by Chevron Nigeria Limited, while others are absorbed into full employment by other IOCs.
The nomination of the graduate interns is in line with the Nigerian Content Human Capacity Development Initiative.
Chevron went through a very transparent process for the young lads to identify their skill level in various skill training that they had within Chevron.
Be self-motivated, develop yourself further. You will be employed surely, and that's definitely.
An initiative is geared towards empowering more Nigerians to acquire skills that will enable them take on responsibilities that will otherwise be given to expatriates across the country.
Moving on, the promise by the federal government to revamp the nation's economy through local content is already becoming a reality with the inauguration of the Boa cement plant in Edo State. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, who inaugurated the plant, also performed the groundbreaking for the construction of another plant, which is expected to raise the annual production of the company at Okbela to 6 million metric tons. Victor Odion Acha reports.
It was a memorable day for the people of Okbela community, the management and staff of Boa Group, who were on ground to witness the epoch-making event performed by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, who was accompanied by the Minister of Trade and Investment, Okechukwu Enelama, and that of Agriculture, Chief Audu Ogbe. With the groundbreaking of another 3 million metric ton production plant, the factory, which is already the biggest in the South-South, is ready to prove a point to the world in the cement industry.
We are completing another greenfield project in Sokoto, which is 1.5 million tons per annum, which costs over $300 million. And by the time we are done, the combined capacities of our cement plants, both in Edo and in Sokoto, will be in the region of about 8 million tons.
The Vice President, Yemi Osinbajo, who performed the groundbreaking ceremony, said when the 6 million metric tons capacity is achieved, the company will consolidate Nigeria's self-sufficiency in cement manufacturing. He said the Buhari's administration has created an enabling environment for private-based industrial sector with business-friendly policies.
In this regard, we are working very hard with the Industrial Policy Council, of which the chairman of the Boa Group is a prominent member, to evolve and implement well-considered solutions to business impediments and economic stagnation in Nigeria.
Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki and his Kano counterpart, Abdullahi Gaduje, said the APC change policy is seen in all aspects of the nation's economy.
The goal of my administration is to make Edo State and investors haven by encouraging businesses to take advantage of our rich natural endowments, not only in our fertile land, our onshore oil and gas deposits, and abundant mineral deposits that are present in this part of the state, coupled with the friendly and pro-business climate which we have created.
When Nigeria has to become what it is, a giant of Africa, but it has to be a giant with economic backing. And this type of investment is the investment that will make Nigeria great.
The event was also attended by the Emir of Kano, Alhaji Lamido Sanusi II. The host traditional ruler, His Royal Highness Yesifu Dirisu, the Okokwelagbe of Okwela, the Senate Deputy Whip, Francis Ali Mihina, and former Governor of Edo State, Adams Oshomole.
About the Salah. Since the reign of the first Emir of Lafia, Muhammadu Dunuma, more than 2 centuries ago, the long-standing tradition of hosting the people by the Emirates on the second day of Eid al-Kabir celebration with uniquely mashed rice cake still continues. The people who on this day converged on the Emir's palace were not only fed, but they also went away with the message of national unity. Abubakar Usman Akwanga reports.
The drums and trumpets reverberate as the 16th Emir of Lafia, Hajj Isa Mustafa I, feels at home in the midst of his subjects. On this special day, the master tradition is once again brought to the fore. It is not because the people lack what to eat on this historic day, but there is ownership in keeping the values and norms of the Emirates. And so, in addition to other traditional rulers under the Emirates, traditional title holders and their subjects, getting the master allocation from the Emir is an honor.
It's a long time. All of us grew to meet it. And I'm about 70 now. So you can see how long. I didn't, not a day that I met that they're eating the food they told us. They started Masa a long time ago. I think they were quick in knowing that Masa will be the best. Not because of anything, but because you can take it easily home and eat with your people.
Ours is Masa. It's a Masa that you preserve for over, you can preserve for over 1 month, 2 months.
A Turkish community delegation from Abuja had a feel of the tradition.
The Emir was very hospitable, and the people here, they showed a great hospitality. So we are very, very grateful. It has become a very, very memorable day.
Beyond the Masa feast is the message of peace and harmony. In the over 4 decades of his rulership, Lafia and its people have witnessed tremendous growth and development, and the celebration continues.
Another successful feast there. It gets better with time. Our next segment dwells on issues that touch the heart. You will see what I mean when we present our offering after this timeout. Stay on the line.
Hate speech is not a joke. It incites genocide and crimes against humanity. Most of Africa's civil wars are caused by hate speech from one tribe against another. We don't want it here. The Nigerian government stands firm against hate speech.
I was distressed to notice that some of the comments, especially in the social media, have crossed our national red lines by daring to question our collective existence as a nation. this is a step too far.
One nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
Nigeria, one nation, one people.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
Bayes University Abuja offers world-class education, uninterrupted academic session, and promising degrees. Bayes University Abuja is affordable and delivers quality with experienced international staff, superb facilities, overseas external examiners, and a serene academic atmosphere. We offer quality and affordable education, and students are within easy reach of their parents here at Bayes University Abuja. So learn to live at Bayes University for a brighter future. For more information, visit our website at www.bayesuniversity.edu.ng or call 081 3376 9657 or 081 3376 9658. Bayes University Abuja. Learn to live.
We want to buy Indomie noodles. 4 packs, please.
Yo.
This is not my Indomie. Please, sir, it's not Indomie. Don't call it Indomie. Sir, the taste is the difference. The difference is in the taste. That's why my brothers, my mommy, my daddy, and I all enjoy a delicious, so very delicious Indomie noodles. The difference is the taste.
Taste is the difference.
Yes, difference is in the taste. Nothing tastes like my Indomie.
Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
Can your milk do this?
Can your milk do this? Mine can.
With Hollandia evaporated milk, your ice cream, custards, and variations of beverages taste pleasantly different. Hollandia evaporated milk. Life tastes different.
From the House of Chi.
The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, is working to ensure access to safe, good quality essential medicines with the World Health Organization pre-qualification of made in Nigeria pharmaceutical products, stiffer penalties for fake drug offenders with a review of NAFDAC laws, national, regional, and international collaborations, cutting-edge technologies, including the mobile authentication service.
NAFDAC as an agency is indeed doing so much to protect the health of our nation. I urge everyone to support NAFDAC in ridding the country of fake drugs and unwholesome products.
Let us support NAFDAC to win the war against fake drugs and other unwholesome regulated products. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
I feel alive, so alive when I'm with my best friends, indulging my Chi exotic taste of paradise, irresistible. Everywhere I go, Chi exotic. Nothing makes my drink more than when the mixer is delightful. Chi exotic, and after a long day, I wanna relax with the taste of my Chi exotic. Yeah, sink in and get lost. Taste of relaxation, too good not to share. The taste of affection. Oh, say I love the taste of G Exotic. I love the taste of G Exotic. Love the taste of G Exotic. Nothing like the taste of my G Exotic. I love the taste of G Exotic. Nothing like the taste of my G Exotic.
Oh, I love the taste.
Chi Exotic Nectar. I love the taste.
I can see a lot of signals here. Are you Vuz Almighty? Okay. Are you Mr. Lover? No. Okay. Are you Mega Connect? Okay. Are you click and die?
Introducing Airtel Unlimited Data Plans. Get Unlimited 10 for 10,000 Naira. Get Unlimited 15 for 15,000 Naira. And Unlimited 20 for 20,000 Naira. Unlimited data. Unlimited you.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back. Now to a touching one. She's young and the rest of her life, which she thought was neatly spread in front of her, is being threatened by a diseased organ. As I speak, it is temporary intervention that keeps her alive from one day to the next. A permanent solution is what she needs. You'll understand better by the time Joy Ken Abakwaya is done telling her story.
At 35 years of age, Memuna Madu is already a mother of 5. She lives in Lagos with her husband, and together they do everything to provide their children with the basic things of life. Their life was peaceful and happy, but from one moment to the other, all of that changed. Memuna is now a hospital patient, battling for her life. She says all was well with her until 8 months ago, when she gave birth to her 5th child.
I thought I have malaria and typhoid. When I went to hospital, the nurse treated me. The nurse said, this is not malaria and typhoid. We now went to general checkup. It's from there that they found out that the other one is shrink, while the other one is small. Said it's kidney problem. It has been long in my body, almost 7 years. I didn't know.
Her kidneys have collapsed, and her doctors say the only solution is a transplant.
The doctor advised we have to do the transplant. And the bill of the transplant, including with the medication after surgery, is 10 million naira.
As it is now, she is required to, deposit about 8.5 million naira, which is going to be for the surgery per se, and thereafter she needs to be on immunosuppressive drugs for maintenance all through her life.
The regular dialysis she undergoes 2 times every week, her handlers say, is a temporary measure to keep her alive. But the good news is there is someone on standby and willing to donate one of her kidneys to Memuna.
I am ready to donate my kidney for my sister so that she can recover.
Memuna's utmost desire is to get well and fast so she can go back to tending to her children who are now in the care of her mother.
She needs help. Yes, hoping it comes with this exposure. Moving on, how to curb gender-based violence is in the front burner of governments and non-governmental organizations globally. Focus is almost always on violence against women because they are believed to be at the receiving end. Narrowing down to domestic violence against women, available statistics show that the rate is high, with some women losing their lives and some others maimed for life by their husbands. Women's rights groups and concerned individuals in this country are on their toes to ensure that women in such situations are protected. But what some people are asking is, how protected can a woman be in a violent marriage? It is with this in mind that Elizabeth Ewuga sought opinions on what a woman should do in this situation.
I love most is he's truthful.
My wife is my second mom, and then you do all the necessary thing that a woman's supposed to do.
He's a very strong person in terms of belief.
Those are the special reasons these respondents love their spouses, reasons that undoubtedly spurred them into marriage. It is, however, natural that when people live together, in this case as man and wife, they're bound to step on each other's toes. Can these respondents recall any such incident?
The way he doesn't give me food, going out with ladies.
When such incidents continue unchecked or are taken too far, battery may result. We wondered if there is a logical explanation to why some people take the violent option.
Some of them inherit it from their family. They think beating a wife is a right, or they think it's the right thing to do.
They would like to use their ego on the woman that, after all, I'm the head of this family. When I'm talking, you keep quiet. Dr. Joe Odumake champions the cause of vulnerable women through her non-governmental organization. She says she has come across all manner of cases of women domestically brutalized.
When people think that they cannot easily find justice, then they keep mute, they don't report. At times they die.
Despite this, many women are known to remain in such life-threatening relationship where some have lost their lives.
It's because it's selling Igbo, codeine, SK that I'm no more interested. I can't marry such person like that. That all the money that you have spent to me, I should go and bring it. For what? Now started beating me.
When a man tries to slap you the first time, second time, and say sorry, you should know that that is leading you to somewhere.
As much as this may sound antisocial, we had to ask if it is appropriate for a woman to walk away from an abusive and life-threatening marriage.
The guy has been physical with me once, twice, thrice. I'll drop the guy like a hot potato.
But spiritually, are separation and divorce acceptable to God?
In as much that Islam does not want us to separate, if they discover that the relationship can no longer be what it used to be, and there's need for them to separate or to go into full divorce, they have to do that.
Divorce is a no-no. The basic thing the Bible talked about that should make a couple to separate is adultery, immorality.
The bottom line is, God ordained marriage to be enjoyed. For this to happen, couples should ensure that they have mutual respect for each other, accommodate each other's shortcomings, and be ready to meet each other halfway.
And we will keep at it until domestic violence becomes a thing of the past. Let's proceed to round off nicely. We'll present the last set of messages and come back for what next. Stay on the line.
He was born with no superpowers. He was just unique, with a burning desire to know more, to question the answer, and then question the question. To never stop finding new ways of doing things. Curiosity not only drives innovation, it shapes the future of businesses. So wherever it leads you, InterSwitch will be there, providing diverse digital payment solutions, insights, and opportunities. Because we're committed to finding better ways to ensure that your business runs efficiently.
InterSwitch. Transaction solutions you can depend on.
From our wonderful family, meet our active triplets. Mixology, for example, mixes well with drinks. Then enjoy every quick meal with Slurp It Off. And everywhere you go, there is Go-Gurt.
Packed with healthy nutrition, nourishing vitamins, power of protein, strength of calcium, revitalizing energy. Hollandia yogurt is bursting with goodness inside and out. Hollandia yogurt. It's all good.
Success. I always wanted to make something of myself. Even when I was a child. With So Clean, my mother made sure that my clothes were clean and bright. With a 30% concentrated formula, washing is faster, brighter, and cleaner. Like millions of families, mine also trust So Clean. With my clothes and with my career. Because when all eyes are on you, you have to look the part. So Clean. It's your time to shine.
So Clean. Now with a new look and stain magnet technology for even better stain removal. Happier by Chivita. Burst of refreshment.
House of
The remains of Justice Andrew Otutu Obaseki, retired Justice of the Supreme Court, and the Obaseki of Benin Kingdom have been laid to rest in his country home in Benin City, Edo State. Goodluck Enani reports that the funeral service was preceded by a valedictory court session and a requiem mass.
The St. Peter's Anglican Church, Benin City, played host to dignitaries from across the country who came to pay their last respect to the man they say had left indelible marks in the nation's judicial system. The officiating minister and Bishop Anglican Diocese of Benin, Right Reverend Peter Imaswe, in a homily described the deceased as an erudite jurist who worked tirelessly for the upliftment of humanity and enjoined the family to keep his legacies alive. Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki said, in line with his late uncle's zeal and love for education, 10 students who are members of the church the deceased worshipped are to henceforth enjoy scholarship courtesy of the late jurist. At the gravesite, family of the deceased performed the dust-to-dust rite.
I can't describe him more than saying he was a lovely father.
At a lavishly held reception in honor of the deceased, it was a roll call of who is who from across the nation. The guests described the late jurist as a man of many parts.
He was a great leader. I think we have actually lost James.
He represents the finest tradition. When you talk about those judges who in their time delivered justice in the purest form.
It's somebody that when you had contact with, there's something to learn.
A validatory court session was earlier held at the State High Court in Benin City in honor of the late Justice Andrew Otutu Obaseki. The late justice, who is also the Obaseki of Benin Kingdom, died on the 13th of last month at the age of 91.
His soul rests in perfect peace. Amen. And this is where we say goodbye, good night, and God bless Nigeria.